friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm looking very teacherly today, I know, but I finally have some decent sunlight and I happen to be home before the sun goes down, so I thought we could go ahead and talk about some of the trash that I have amassed since my last trash talk. Alright, we've got a number of candles in here. The first thing I have is this DW Home Apple Cider single wick candle. This, as you will be able to tell, did not do a great job burning. I'm not sure what it was, but I loved the scent throw on this, and I love the scent of this candle. It is a impeccable, spot-on apple cider scent, but I wouldn't buy it again, at least as a single wick, because it just didn't burn the greatest. I don't typically find a lot of 3-wicks in my TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and HomeGoods stores, but if you can find it in a 3-wick, I would totally recommend it because the 3-wicks that I have used from DW Home are pretty awesome. The next candle I have is the Walking in Woods from 719 Walnut Avenue. This is one of the $5 candles that people have claimed to be a dupe for Bath & Body Works candles. The burn on here wasn't stellar. It also didn't have the strongest scent throw. In fact, from being honest, didn't really have a scent at all when I burned it, which is really disappointing because when I smell it on cold, it has that sort of almost like a leaves scent, but it just didn't actually produce for me, and I'm very disappointed. I would not say that this is a dupe for a Bath & Body Works candle. I also have the Selena's Cake from the Melting Library. This came in a Owl Crate box that I recently showed, and this is how it burned. It did a nice job burning down, but this has really no scent throw either. Maybe because it was a single wick and it's a little tiny sample candle, but it just didn't do anything for me, so I wouldn't feel compelled to go to the Melting Library's website and purchase any candles. I've got some wax. I use the Sensationals Pumpkin Marshmallow Cream Wax Cubes. These are good. I will say though that the spices in here are pretty heavy, so you don't get much of that cream smell, but I did like it. I wouldn't say that it is a dupe for like pumpkin marshmallow at Bath & Body Works, but I did enjoy it as a scent cube. The last candle that I have is the Mainstays French Toast Candle. This did a really nice job burning down, and it burned all the way down to the very bottom of the glass, but I will say that it is straight up cinnamon. It's really overpowering. It's not like a red hot cinnamon or like the cinnamon candies that you can get around Valentine's Day, but it's not my favorite. I wouldn't get it again, especially because the Mainstay candles can be so hit or miss that I wouldn't take the chance on spending the $5 and then getting a candle that didn't have any kind of scent throw. It was decent, it just wasn't the scent that I was looking for. Have a shampoo. I have the Tresemme Keratin Smooth Keratin Infusing Shampoo. This stuff is fine, but I'm finding that I much prefer the Pantene Pro V over this. We're saying goodbye to a lotion. This is the mysterious lotion sitting inside this Victoria's Secret Gorgeous fragrance bottle. I really do prefer lotions that have pumps. So I used to, like 3 years ago, pour lotions into here and then pump them out. I recently went to pull this out because I was craving a lotion with a pump, and this just does not smell good. Ugh, like whatever this is, either it's gone bad or I don't like the scent anymore, but I'm just gonna throw it away. It's also, like, I don't know if you can be able to see this, but it is super liquidy, so probably a sign that it's not in good condition. I also have a body wash. This is the Body Shop Frosted Plum Shower Gel. Got this from the semi-annual sale. I think I have reached my limit with this scent. I really like it on cold, but when I use it in the shower, it would come across as a soapy kind of scent, like an overwhelming soapy scent, and it just didn't smell the same. I don't know if my body chemistry kind of threw it off. And I also tore through this. It was very almost liquidy, like it seemed to be watered down in a way. I don't think it was, I just think it was the formulation, but I'm all set with this. It was a nice scent while it lasted, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy any more Frosted Plum at the next annual sale, or if it comes out at Christmas, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy any. I used the Neutrogena Makeup Remover Cleansing Towelettes. These are awesome, highly recommend them. I used an Optic White from Colgate toothpaste. It's a pretty good toothpaste. I think it does help whiten my teeth in a sense, so I would keep buying it. It's also super easy to coupon. I used the Sephora Triple Action Cleansing Water. This was alright. I don't think it's the best for removing makeup. It can do the job, but it requires a lot of effort. So I think that there's better options out there. I used another one of the Yes to Tomatoes Clear Skin Acne Fighting Paper Mask. This stuff really does help. I had some pretty sore blemishes on my face, like they were hurting and I could tell that they were oozing. That's kind of gross, but it's the truth. The morning of a wedding, and so I did this before putting on my makeup, and it did help stop the pimples from being painful, and it sort of suppressed them in a way that allowed me to put on enough concealer that it wasn't super noticeable, which I appreciated. So I highly recommend this. I'm gonna keep buying this mask. I have this bag here. I have finally started to use up the Fortune Cookie soaps from my many Fortune Cookie soap boxes. I don't know what one this was. I should get in the habit of starting to write them down as I go, but I'm using them as a body soap. I'm pretty sure they're meant to be used for your hands, but I don't care as long as I can use them up because they're starting to kind of get very old, but I'm happy to have used that one. It was a nice scent, and I'm moving on to bigger and better things. I've got some makeup items. I have the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. This stuff is the bomb. It is the only under eye powder that I have ever used that does not create like creases or like it helps. This stuff is magical powder. I'm on my second one of these. My only qualm is I wish it came in a bigger package because it's a little bit hard to get powder out of here, but aside from that, it's flipping fantastic. Other makeup item that I have is the CoverGirl Supersizer Fibers. This stuff is awesome. I am trying to plow through as many mascaras as I can so that way I can repurchase this stuff. I don't see a difference between the original and the fibers version, so whatever you can get your hands on, I think it'll do the job for you, but it just provides length and definition on my lashes. They don't get clumpy. I just really prefer this formulation. I think it's one of CoverGirl's better mascaras they've produced in a while. I'm getting rid of this nail polish. This is from Ruffian. It's in the color Relic. I'm super bummed about this because in the bottle, this comes across as a very like taupey, silvery, metallic color, but when you paint your nails, it's just straight up silver. I don't know why that happens, but I don't want silver nails. I don't like that as a color, so I'm not gonna fuss with it. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it away because it's not what I wanted. I also have this sample from Fortune Cookie Soap. It was a cleansing oil. It was fine. I didn't love that it had these little bits of like potpourri or whatever this stuff is, but it cleaned my face. It just wasn't the best. I'm not someone who favors cleansing oils. They're just not my favorite texture. I also used up the Freeman Vita K Dark Circles under eye lotion. This stuff, I used it, but I don't think it was super great. I don't think it did anything to really stop my under eyes from being dark. They didn't get darker while I was using it, but I also use it during the summer months, and I don't tend to have super pronounced under eye circles in the summer months. It happens more in the winter, so I don't know, it was fine. I'm using something else now that I think I prefer a lot more. The last thing I have is a face mask. This is the BioFresh mask with Real Calming Herb from, I think it's Rep, is the brand. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I would use this because I had some really bad menstrual acne this past month. I don't know what was going on, but I pulled this out because I wanted something that was easy to use and could help fight blemishes or acne or whatever. I got 3 uses out of it and I used it 3 days in a row. It wasn't anything super powerful. Like I would use it and my skin would feel cleaner and it would feel less oily, but it didn't sort of help suppress or calm down the acne. Like each day I would use it, I still was having that oiliness. So I think it's good for like a short-term problem, but I don't think it's really helpful for calming your acne. All right, guys. Those are all of my empties, short and sweet and to the point, which I'm super happy about. I will keep doing these as I keep emptying things. As always, I would love to hear from you. What things are you using up? How are you doing with, using your stash? Let me know all of that in the comments below, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.